Welcome to the Explainer. If you've ever gotten really good at a technical skill, like you're a mechanic or a coder or maybe an engineer, and you've had that thought, hey, I could probably turn this into a business, well, you're in the right place. We're about to lay out the exact roadmap to make that a reality. So, how do you actually turn a practical skill into a successful business? It's a question a lot of us ask, right? To find the answer, we're going to look at a super concrete example, launching an HVAC, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning business. But listen, don't get too hung up on the HVAC part. The steps we're about to walk through, they work for pretty much any skilled trade, anywhere. So let's get into it. All right, so first things first, every single business, I don't care if it's the tiniest workshop or a massive corporation, it always starts with one thing, an idea. But in a hands-on field, what does that spark actually look like? Okay, so what kind of business are we even talking about here? Well, you've got options. You could go the commercial route, which is basically reselling stuff. You're the middleman between the AC unit and the customer. Or maybe you want to think bigger and go industrial, actually manufacturing your own equipment in a factory. Now, the most common place to start is service. This is where you're getting your hands dirty, doing the installations and repairs. But hey, don't forget the digital side of things. You could create an app, maybe a universal remote control. The point is, your skill isn't just one single path. It's a launch pad for all these different ideas. But where do these ideas even come from? Look, they're not some bolt of lightning from the sky. They come from just paying attention. Seriously, think about it. All those complaints you see people posting online, the problems you've personally run into on a job. Or maybe you see a product out there and you just think, I could totally make that better. A great business idea is almost always hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to notice it. Okay, so you've got that spark. Now you need something to put it in, a way to actually carry it forward. That's where you have to choose a legal structure. Think of it like your business vehicle. It's what's going to get your idea out on the road. And really, this choice boils down to one thing: your ambition. On one hand, you could be a sole proprietor. It's the simplest way to go. You are the business. All the profits are yours, but so are all the risks. It's lean. It's independent. But what if your vision is bigger? Well, then you build a company. This structure is all about growth. It lets you bring in partners, share the risk, raise money. Sure, it's a bit more complicated to set up, but it's built to scale. So, you've got your idea, you've picked your vehicle. Now comes the part that sounds kind of boring but is absolutely crucial: navigating the official rules. Every industry has them, and knowing the rules of the road up front, that's the secret to a smooth start. Okay, check this out. Just one number on the screen: 30 square meters. Now, I know what you're thinking, bureaucracy. But this number actually tells a really important story. This is the minimum space you need for a workshop. And that number isn't random. It's not just pulled out of a hat. It's carefully calculated to make sure you have enough room to work safely and professionally. It's about protecting you and, of course, protecting your future customers. Getting your license can sound super intimidating. I get it. But really, it just breaks down into a simple 3-step checklist. It's a checkpoint. Step 1, get your location approved by the local municipality. They got to give it the green light. Step 2, get a permit from Civil Defense, which just confirms your shop is up to all the safety standards. And step 3, you're open for business. Just make sure you stick to all the operating rules, like official work hours. That's it. See, it's the simple checklist that makes your business legit. So the business itself has to be official, right? But guess what? So do you. You have to prove you've got the actual skills to back up this whole venture. So let's take a look at what that means. All right, think of this as your professional toolkit. These are the non-negotiables. The proof is on paper. You gotta have a specialized degree or certificate in your field. You need at least 6 months of documented real-world work experience. And you need that official stamp of approval, the accreditation from the Saudi Council of Engineers. Look, this isn't just about ticking boxes. This is your professional foundation. It's how you prove to everyone, especially your customers, that you really know your stuff. Now, I really want to pause on this quote for a second because this is so important. You may not be able to win people over with your money, but you can with your good character and pleasant demeanor. This gets right to the heart of it.
Your technical skills, yeah, they'll get you in the door, but it's your character that's going to keep you in business. Honesty, sincerity, just being a good person, those aren't soft skills. They are hard, critical business assets. They build the kind of trust that no amount of money can buy.
Okay, so this all sounds like a solid plan on paper, right? But the big question is, does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's look at someone who followed this exact roadmap and made it happen. Let's talk about an entrepreneur named Ahmed Maki Al-Youssef. This was Ahmed's core philosophy. To succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. I mean, think about that. He knew that to build something from scratch, your ambition has to be bigger and louder than that voice in your head that's afraid of messing up. That mindset, that's the fuel for the entire journey. And his journey didn't start the day he walked into a bank. No way. It started with 9 years of hard work, deep in the trenches. He started as a technician, hands-on, and worked his way all the way up to supervisor. He learned the business inside and out. It was only then, in 2010, that he decided to go independent, armed with all that experience and a rock-solid business plan. This just goes to show you, entrepreneurship is almost always a marathon, not a sprint. Of course, to get his business, the heat treatment center, off the ground, he needed cash. He secured 300,000 Saudi riyals in funding from the Social Development Bank. But you have to understand that money wasn't just money. It was validation. It was proof that his plan was solid, and it became the foundation for everything that came next. And this might be the most important takeaway from his whole story. He says the stumbling block in most projects is financing. Today, I don't see this as an obstacle. All you have to do is show your seriousness. And what he's saying is so powerful. We all think financing is the big, scary monster under the bed, but he realized that if you have a plan, if you can prove you're serious about what you're doing, the money isn't really an obstacle. The real key isn't having the money already, it's having a vision so clear and a plan so solid that you prove you're worth the investment. So there you have it. From that first little spark of an idea to picking your legal structure, getting the right licenses, and even securing funding, we've seen that turning a skill into a business isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a roadmap. It's a series of clear, achievable steps. And the roadmap is right here in front of you. So the only real question left is, what's the first step on your roadmap? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.